Welcome back. It's time to take a look at how to calculate your profit margins so that you know whether or not it's going to be viable to place an order with a particular supplier for a particular product. Now, if you remember, we have discussed and talked about sourcing small and lightweight products. The first reason for that we've already talked about, that's to keep your shipping costs down. But the second reason is that so that you can use air express shipping. Air freight or air express shipping is the quick and easy way to get your products shipped from overseas. Now, we use carriers like FedEx and DHL because they take care of everything from start to finish. But normally coming from China to the US, it's round about 4 business days with air express shipping. Now, going to other countries, it will take different times, obviously. Coming over to Europe, it can take anything from 5 to 7 business days. You can only really use air express shipping for small products, so not bulky products, and light products, because otherwise it would work out way too expensive and you just wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be worth it. Also note that if you are purchasing from AliExpress, then with the free shipping or the low-cost shipping, that's not air express. Okay, so your stock will not take 4 days. It will take longer than 4 days. But purchasing from Alibaba, you will use air express shipping. The other type of shipping is sea freight. Now, it is cheaper, but it probably wouldn't work out cheaper for a small order. In fact, it definitely wouldn't. This is more for larger orders. Now, sea freight is slower. It's much slower. It can take up to 2 months. But for larger orders, it is definitely cheaper. It can be as much as half of the cost of air freight. I don't advise as a new seller that you even consider sea shipping. Firstly, you won't be placing a large order, but secondly, it's a complex process. You can't do it on your own. You will need the services of a freight forwarder. So sea shipping is something that you may well graduate to later on because it will allow you to make more profits. It will also allow you to bring in, so import larger, heavier, more bulky items that are not suitable for air shipping. Now, we also discussed, because this is the first product that you're going to be selling on Amazon, that you want to source and sell fairly low-cost items. That's so that you can get a decent amount of stock without spending too much money. However, we still need to make a profit, and that's why we don't want to sell at below $15.99. Okay, let's look at the cost that we're going to need to factor in. First of all, it's the unit cost, so the cost of each unit of your product. That's straightforward. And then the shipping cost per unit. That's straightforward again. The Amazon referral fees. I'm going to go into that in a bit more detail in a moment. Fees paid to Amazon for affixing the FNSKU labels. Again, a bit more detail in a moment. Fees paid to Amazon to send the orders to our customers, in other words, the FBA fees. And fees paid to Amazon for consolidating our shipment into one warehouse, possibly. Okay, so let's just look at each one in a bit more detail. Well, the unit cost, we know what that is. And the shipping cost, that's the total cost of your shipping divided by the number of units, so the shipping cost per unit. The Amazon referral fee is the fee that we are paying to Amazon because they are allowing us to use their marketplace to sell our products. This referral fee is 15% for most categories, but there are some categories where it's less and there are some categories where it's a bit more. Make sure you download the handout that goes with this lecture because there's a URL on there. You can click that URL and you can see the referral fees for each category. But it's very likely that the referral fee that you're going to be paying will be 15%. You don't pay the referral fee out of your own pocket, by the way. Amazon takes it off your profits. So they take it out of your earnings before they pay you. The FNSKU label. This is a standard fee of 20 cents per unit if you opt for Amazon to do it for you. So the FNSKU is the FBA unique identifying barcode that every item that is sent from the FBA warehouse to a customer must have this barcode on it. And then there is the FBA fee. So the fee that we pay to Amazon for them to pick and pack and ship out an order to a customer. For a standard size item, and if you're following the guide in this course, your items will be standard size, not oversize. This fee is $3.07. Now this includes storage fees as well. So that's everything all inclusive. At the end of February of this year, 2017, there's going to be a slight change to that fee, and you're going to see that it goes down a bit. And then in, I think it's July, it will probably go back up again to round about the same, because they are reducing the fees on the 22nd of February. They're reducing some of the fees, but then in July, they are increasing the storage fee, which is almost going to balance it back out again. But for a few months, there will be that lower fee. It's not significantly lower. It would make about a difference of maybe 25 to 30 cents per unit. Now, the warehouse consolidation fees, this only comes into play when you've got more than one carton that's going to the FBA warehouse. If you've only got one carton, so if you've got all your units in one carton, which very likely if it's your first order, so your first time selling on Amazon, you're only going to have one carton, then this fee doesn't come into play. But if you've got multiple cartons, what Amazon will do, when those cartons arrive at their warehouse, they will want to send some of them to different warehouses, and this is just so that they can deliver to customers faster. So they've got warehouses all over the US, they've got warehouses, more than one warehouse in the UK, and some places they've only got one warehouse. But if you're selling on an Amazon marketplace where there are multiple warehouses around the country, they will want to split up your shipment. So they don't open boxes and split them up, don't open cartons, but if you've got multiple cartons, they will split it up. Okay, so right now this is 30 cents per unit if you need to have that done, but this is going down as well. This cost is actually going down, but right now it's still 30 cents per unit. Let's take a look at a hypothetical example. So if the item selling price was $18.99 with a unit cost of $2.70, a shipping cost of $1.80, the Amazon referral fee of 15% would be $2.85. The FNSKU label fee, if you were using it, this is an optional thing. You're going to learn more about this, but you could actually do this yourself. But I'm going to factor this in anyway, 20 cents. The FBA fee of $3.07. I'm factoring in the warehouse consolidation fee, even though you very likely will not have it, especially on your first order, maybe for your first several orders. But I'm going to factor it in anyway, because I want to cover everything. And I'm also adding on another 50 cents per unit to cover any advertising through Amazon sponsored ads, which is something we are covering later in the course, and any other small miscellaneous costs. So that gives me a total cost per unit of $11.42. So that gives us a profit of $7.57 per unit, which is excellent. And it's a 40% net profit margin, almost 40%, which is really good. And even 20% would be good to begin with. Now note, this is a hypothetical example with an assumed selling price, unit cost and shipping cost. So clearly this will vary depending on your own unit cost and your shipping cost. It's possible to get a higher profit margin, a significantly higher profit margin than this, and especially once you start shipping larger and more regular orders. When you're ordering from Alibaba, and you're ordering larger quantities, you will get better prices.